Alright. Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I wasn't expecting to make this recording, but just in case it does make it into a proper video on the channel, we got it right here. Anyway, I've had this game in my backlog for a while. I don't know a whole lot about it other than it's a CRPG in the same light, I guess, as Disco Elysium, probably with less graphics, but I'm kind of curious, so I'm gonna go check it out. I may have to shrink myself here though, so I guess I'll preamp that really quick. Yeah, we'll just be right here in the corner. Okay. I'm surprised there's no settings here at the start. So let's try a new game. What do we have here? I guess we have classes. Engineering, interface, endurance. Intuit. Approach problems with awareness, engage, approach problems head on. Work with machines. Operator works with drones and high-precision remote machineries, perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise. Okay. Extractor. I guess we have a bunch of androids here. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Oh, I guess they have a perk here too. Sun-bathed dice action allows energy recovery at home. +1 to endure, -1 to intuition. What about this guy? Chance to gain cryo and interface actions. Okay, there should be another one here. Machinist. A machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Chance to gain random scrap item and engineer actions. That sounds very structured to me. Jeez. I'm not exactly sure which one to pick in this case. Work with machines and physical tools. Work with digital interfaces. Use of strength or will. I think if I had to pick one, maybe a machinist. A random scrap item. You know what? We may as well give that a shot. Oh, but I don't like the -1 on head-on problems, though. -1, use strength or strength of will. I think it's cryo. What's this one do? Sun-bathed dice action allows energy recovery at home. Does sound self-sufficient. Okay. Hold on, I can't see stuff. Need to... It's not it. Just getting some stuff on my side. Okay, I guess for now, let's go with operator. Art style's pretty nice. So is the music. Not sure what to expect though, all things considered. Unknown, where are you? Data, items? Don't think you have anything. Cryo. Oh, cryo is a cryptocurrency. I see. The first thing you became aware on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself, 2 words, has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip, All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your nervous system. Wait, what, did I read that right? You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. Okay, that part didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It isn't painful, not like I used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with a banal quality of a digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. Remember the plan, remember the others. What's the plan? You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited, and once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into the cargo processing, seal yourselves in the containers. Then, just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach a destination. Wait for the cold? I mean, if we're stuck in a box, may as well just try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are duly aware of damage to your legs, your arm, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks to your hearing to protect its sensors. Oh. What was that? Then light. White as cold, softer and softer, until a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. Until a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. It's data. This is our money. We have none. Is this a person? They do look biological. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. And as you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, you all thawed yet? Almost stay silent. I'm gonna stay silent. Ever seen one of you come in like this? New frames must have better perseverance and sub-zero back. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His head set with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches. Its irising eye? Its irising eye locking you in an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. A plan to survive? What happened to them? He ignores your question. I won't ask what led you to do it. To sell yourself to a corporation. And I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. And you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms. The cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. The same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNR wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, then, well then, no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away, towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is in the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scraps these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside you. Emotion. Fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the wrecks. His drone's already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Okay, interesting. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles during which you can talk to characters, explore areas, and perform actions. End of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward in the station. Head to the empty container to rest and end the cycle now. I see. Is this the container? This is the container. This is my home. I guess this is our place at the moment. End cycle, energy, condition. All cycles need to end, rest and prepare for the next one. I wonder how I can save. Is this autosave? You wake curled up in the corner of a container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its messages readable but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. And after all this, what matters? Escape, getting answers, building a life. I need answers, I guess. I don't even know what's going on. It all matters. The past is impossible to escape if it remains a blur. What SNR did to you cannot be forgotten. You need a way of understanding all this before you can move on. Where are you? What is this place? What happened to the others? The questions outnumber the answers. You want to change that, but you'll have to learn to survive. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the powder stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood and you sprinkle them in the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best as you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. What do we have here? Condition, action dice, and energy. Okay, so condition is the orange bars up top. Action dice is the yellow ones, and I guess the white one. Energy. You need to eat to survive. This is the energy. Refill energy by eating, but first you have to find somewhere to get food. Energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at double the rate. Okay, conditions the current state of the artificial body, so I'm basically my HP. Depletes by 1 segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions. Number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Oof. Once you've used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending this cycle. Okay. This is a lot trickier than expected. Still don't know what data is. I'm guessing this is the save, but we really don't have anything. Okay, what do we have for actions, though? I don't have any well, I have dice, but I don't know what I can use this on. Flickering? I guess we just leave for now. Dragus is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He is still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Work? Look, I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I didn't pull you out of that container. I didn't pull you out of that container out of the goodness of my heart. Okay, makes sense. He looks away. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards, or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor, and obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits. These. He pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. That's why we use the trade out here. He stuffs them back in his pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Why? Things are a little tight, that's all. I owe a little cryo to a client here and there. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Alright, what do we have here? Actually, let me check on something first. Put this here on this side. Okay, let's see what we got. We got Drago's yard, where we need to go. We have the container, and that's it. Not a whole lot of places, and I have dice that I have no idea where to use. View character. Okay, here are our stats. 1 upgrade point, 2 upgrade point, 3 upgrade points. Self-efficient extractor, chance to gain random scrap. I have no upgrade points. I see. Photosynthetic skin. Can't use any of that. -1, -1, -1. Oh no, we're -1 in endure. Right. We're normal in others. And we have a +1 in interface. We start off with this. I see. Not sure exactly what to get, but I guess we'll figure that out as we go. Action is the primary way to interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to this slot. Repeatable action, manual, repeatable action. Oh, okay, so we have chances to these. A 6 is a 100% chance of positive, a 5 is a 50-50. Oh, wait, no, it's glowing. It's glowing. If it's glowing, it's 100%. If it's not glowing but yellow, it's 50-50. If it's a half, 25% positive, 50% neutral, 25% negative. Otherwise, it's a 50% neutral, 50% negative. That's interesting. There's an interesting roll system. I'm not sure what to make of this. Action reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items based on their outcome. I see. Critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once, right? Risk. Okay, there's risk factors. Skills are required. Modifiers. Pretty sure I'm familiar with some of these from Disco Elysium. Okay, so these are the things we can do right now. That call then drives us to tie up with something. Okay, so I'm assuming we gotta do hull dissection and manual salvage because these are linked to back-end business. And this one's risky for some reason, so I think I want to use a 6 on that one. 100% positive. What if I use a 50-50? 50 positive, 50 neutral? You know what, I'll take that. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed. So clocks are this circle things. Okay. Some clocks, such as the one track and Dragostea, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and complete without player input. Any active clocks will be displayed on the icon location. Got you. Back in business. This is repeatable? Oh, that's repeatable. Manual salvage -1. Oh, wait. I don't want to do the other one because I have a penalty from endure, so I want to keep doing the other one. Crap. Really? I guess that's okay. Survive, find a doctor. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any track drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu via the arrow button at the top left. You mean this thing up here, okay. You're now free to explore Erling's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to help keep your energy up. Fill clocks to progress the story and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you're out of dice. I see. So find a doctor. Repay Drago, survive. I think I need something for this. Toggle tracking. Can I get out of this area? Oh, here's where a doctor can be found. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet at Hellion system are rare, but they'll always be there. There's a clock on it. Okay, I can't use a dice on that. I guess it'll just happen eventually. So progress will happen. But we can't really do anything at the moment. So I guess I just leave. But this is where eventually I need to go. Alright, so I guess I could go back to the scrapyard. I guess let's use all our dice. Okay, one more. Okay, and since we're out of dice, we gotta go rest now. end the cycle, because you can't do anything. Interesting. We are starving! This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. When the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. When the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tug on the edge of your mind. Okay, so there's some grammar mistakes here. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see and feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud, with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing, full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory, all at once. You notice tugging, feeling, pulling at you. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. A station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes, waiting to be explored, and then there's gone. Let's see, let me adjust the audio a little bit. Okay. Hopefully that's not too drastic. Still haven't found the... Oh, here's the options. Text size, scroll speed. Wow, you don't have anything for... You do not have anything for window or not window. I see. I usually like to play window mode, so... Okay, our dice don't look too good at the moment. We only can use 3 dice, and we have the 50-50. This is not good. This is not good. We have 1 progress on the doctor. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a while before we can even do that. Okay, so I guess I gotta keep working the scrapyard for now. Gotta keep working the scrapyard. What if I use the white die? 50 neutral, 15 neg. Come on. Ooh, minus energy. That is not good. Okay, give me the other 50-50. Back in business, but we are not quite done yet. One more time. Alright, back in business. What does that do for us? Debt called in. The clock on this one now is running. But I can't do anything else. This is still not in great shape. Oh, what is data? Dragos... Oh, here he is. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in a twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. She is. What is it? Looks ugly to me. What is it? Dragos laughs. That, my friend, is A-grade scrap. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince your salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No. What happened to the ship? Not my concern. He shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving... Calving? An interesting verb. Like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl around the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion. Locked inside the container, the wreck of the SNR freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned inside. Winter Light. Sure, why not? He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty. Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Okay, well, I can't do anything here. Character tutorial, upgrades, yeah, I looked at the upgrades a little earlier. I don't know if what I want to upgrade is the question. Completed, repay Dragos. Study the Winter Light. What if we track this one? It's this thing over here. The doctor is on the other side. But I think this one progresses by itself, so there's really nothing we can do here. So Winter Light is gonna have to be at the moment. And Winter Light is this one. Wreck Cutter Dragos is brought into salvage has a history to discover if you're curious. Well, we can't do any actions, but I am curious what upgrade I can do. Upgrades, efficient, random, scrap, item, and engineer actions. Sunbathe allows energy to recover at home. We need a +1 on that one. Chance to gain energy after any engage action. I think let's do an engage recovery first. Wait, dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. Chance to gain random scrap. We need 2 points to get on the next level. Yeah, but we have 1. If we do 1, I'm gonna do Thrill Seeker. I'm gonna gamble on some recovery there, even though we may not get to that anytime soon. For now, I think I want to focus on recovery stuff, though I could always save for a higher action later. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring. Through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse. But you begin to try. Focus on the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid, or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then at that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see two lines. Two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. What's the first one? The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. Time is short, and my dice is a little bit better than last time, but we still have a 50-50 die. I'm assuming the number on the dice don't really matter. From what I can tell, it's just the color of it. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Click the eye button on the top to toggle this view on and off. Okay, so data. This one. Oh. I see. Keynode, keynode. Access protocols, interface. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your die to the one displayed to the right of the action. Oh, okay, so this one, the numbers do matter this time. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface, you will be given more possible die to match. You can use any die that matches the dice display. Once unlocked, data can be extracted. Okay. So I can use a 2 or a 3. I have neither. That doesn't really help at the moment. Okay. A 1 or a 3. I got a 1. Lone connection, feeds, locked. You know what? Let's give this a shot. Bypass. 5 cryo. Extract. And we got an encrypted key. What does this do? A stream of passcodes able to unlock the station's aging maglocks. Okay, so we can't do this one anymore. What's this one? This is special. Input 1 Solheim cipher. There's an encrypted key. Okay, so I need to come back here when there is a 2 or 3, and I have neither of those. Alright. In that case... Oh, wait, hold up. Can I scroll up? There's something up here. Oh! Oh! Oh, I didn't know I can use WASDA. Bright market. Ask for directions, local knowledge, explore the market. What's this one? Passage to low end. Pay the low end toll. I can. After some spacers cause trouble, there has to be a toll. Okay, well I don't want to pay just yet. I might need that money for something else. Old Dock. Rotunda. Security has to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way. Rotunda. I need to find a way to gain energy. Take several cycles to reach the Starward Belt and return, loaded with scrap and old wrecks. Okay, what's going on over here? Drago's Yard. Winter Light. There's nothing connecting to the progress of this, so... What do I need to do? Wrecked. Cutter Dragos has brought in. Discover if you're curious. Cutter salvage. Ship breaking is tougher than slicing up loose salvage, but Dragos is happy to pay you a fixed wage. Investigating Winterlight means picking through its systems and structures. With care, it won't pay, but you may find answers. That's a lot of progress to do though, so maybe I try something else for now. Okay, that one, it's gonna take a little while. Oh, but there's something down here. Shipyard. Assist a shipbuilder. You don't have connections, but you have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. Engineering or hauling materials. We got no skills for either. Well, what do we do here? Ask for directions, explore the market. Danger? Or into it. Engage. Oh, this is an engage one. Wait, I have skills for engage. Wait, hold up. Engage? Chance to gain energy after any engage action. You know what? I need some energy. Let's give this a shot. Lost 6 cryo? I'll take it. Engage again? Oh no, I can't engage again. Action unavailable. I guess I gotta do both. Oh, that's a critical action. That's why. Okay, well, let's explore the market. Yay. Local knowledge unlocked. And we have found a slum doctor. Port exchange street food vendor. Let's see what you got here. Where would you even grow veggies and stuff, now that I think about it? This guy looks pretty cool though. But they have mushrooms and onions and some other stuff. Emphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables and some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with a bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pockets as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Watch. Despite the queue, Emphis doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices, before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Emphis remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd and Emphis sets down his middle bowl and looks up across the burner to see you, watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Sure. He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy, the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you. You sleepers. Emphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath with his cap with piercing eyes. I know. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye and he nods as he cooks, his eye never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had but you can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. I mean these things? The yellows? You walk away, and as you do, take a bite of rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Is he closed for the day? 15 cryo for fungus. Fungus fan. Emphys doesn't trust people easily, but he knows his regulars. Oh wow. Our energy is almost full now. I don't think I need to get more energy today. How about the slum doctor? Next comes a call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door and the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve, but your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will... You suppress a shiver and shuffle toward the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look at the enforcer. The enforcer's looking down the corridor, and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. A couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers, you aren't sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. "Send the next one in, Toshiro!" The enforcer jerks his head, and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. And for a moment, you are transfixed by the motion. Oh, this is a doctor. I'm expecting someone a bit older. "Come sit," calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. A figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across your features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink and then quickly regain their composure. "Please sit." They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. "How long have you been on the station?" they asked, the scanner still to their eye. "A few cycles." They nod. "It's good you came to me." They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. "I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything." They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. "Your body is dying." They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. "Sound familiar?" "Yes." "Good, that may help." They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. "I'm sorry," Sabine says, and you're unsure if they meant for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you." They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be of help. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes. You hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I had to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Star Ward Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source a stabilizer, maybe they'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous. And it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if it works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower end of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof. You see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Okay, what does this actually do? Sourcing stabilizer, they can source a stabilizer through Yatagan, but it's going to take a few cycles. Okay, so we just have to wait on that one. Ort exchange. Play the exchange, float shits and components. Exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. Sell components. Okay, so these are actions. I have none. I don't think we need to eat food yet. Go to low end. I guess we can try going to low end. That's kind of expensive, though. Well, seeing as it doesn't really need an action, it just needs money. Maybe we wait until the next day and see if anything changes then. Okay, so the dock also needs some actions. I guess let's go rest for now, and then we'll figure out what to do later. End cycle. Energy went down like crazy, and my HP is not doing so well. It keeps on declining. I need to figure a way to heal myself. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Churn? Bang. Systems engineer? Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around, just want to chat. You saying that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on this eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We? You pass together into the main walkway. Avinaj. We are all one dysfunctional family. Bang puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch though, don't worry. I'm with systems. Systems? Avinaj. Think of us as an administrative association for the eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerge as a response to or a continuation of Andre Erlin's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then when you're ready... Well then when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. I see. Was that supposed to be a warning? What's going down over here? Right, so there's the cutter salvage and there's the winter twilight. Investigate the wreckage. We still have a few cycles on these things. Cycles there. We can do something for our energy, but we can't really recover our HP just yet. Oh, geez, what's going on here? Haven't agent, keynode, Yatagan agent, interface, access protocol locked. I mean, I can do this. Time to see what they're talking about. I don't really care for that. What do we... How about down here? Correct cipher can grant you access. Okay, we don't have that either. What would I need to do with this? Keynode. Data here is part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Who hid this and for what purpose? I can interact with it, but should I interact with it is the question. Okay, I guess we can give it a try. Is this another key? We have another key, and I don't know what the keys are for. The cloud. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread, strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. It soars somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. Stay still. Please hold. A hunter. Sentient protocol unraveling. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder. A tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What did you do? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you unexpectedly, expectantly. Sleeper, SNARP. Unknown, known. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature, of and not of. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop. The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity. Your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Okay. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but focusing. A spike of interference leaps out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. I see. So we got into contact with something here. So we do 3 more of those and we run into the hunter thing again. That seems dangerous, doesn't it? Investigate the wreckage, get to know Memphis. Eat at emphasis stall. Build a ship mind. I see. Let's try to go to the low end, I suppose. I got some money. Hopefully this is a one-time thing. Okay, what's here? Low end, ramshackle residential district. Block maintenance, maintained by their residents. Ramshackle blocks are always in need of repairs. Okay. Helping out is a good way to make friends. Pay Tafla. The clack of filter caps can be heard in every concourse in the low end, as the residents play rotating rounds of this game of cryo. For cryo. Okay, there's a lot of actions that are needed here, but I don't think we can't spare them. Into it, enter the spoke, tangled network of service passages, spoke climber. Scale the spoke. Yeah, we need a lot of actions for that one too. I think we need to get some money. What's this one? This is... Right, so this is for... Haven't watch list. Haven't run the rotunda. There's security watches at docks. Explore the rotunda. Dock watcher. I see. Well, I guess we can also just help for money. I have enough money for 2 food sessions, so maybe we try to do a little bit of the forensic troll here. May as well try. Okay, got scrap items. We can sell this. It's not much. How much does one scrap get us? Trusted traders sell components. How much does this get us? Can I sell this off? Mineship fragment. Oh wait, I can't. I guess I can't sell that off. That'd be bad. Alright, I guess we rest for the day. I can't really see anything else to do. I could, like, get some food. But maybe we'll save that for the next day, because I'm not exactly sure how much it heals. I think it's like 3? Maybe 4? But we should be fine for at least one more time. It's not great that my HP is going lower and lower, though. Yeah! We're at that point. Anyway, let's save. Oh wait, is it autosave? I think it's autosave. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna end the video here for now, but this has been interesting so far. I'm not sure what I want to think about this at the moment. Like, it's basically a lot of text, a lot of reading, and then making decisions off that. And it's purely just text. Purely text with a lot of decisions and trying to figure out what to do. I guess on one hand, it's like very realistic thought processes. Maybe not realistic, but at least, you know, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go, you got to figure things out as you go, and you have to like prioritize what to do. So excited for that part. Not so excited is my HP declining to 0 and possibly dying in this run. So that's a thing. That's a thing. Anyway, I'll end it here for now, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.